You know, it doesn't matter how powerful a monster gets. That will never not be satisfying. Hello then, my fellow hunters, and specifically today, my fellow bow users, or at least in my case, greatsword mains that secretly can't resist sneaking out at night to play ranged greatsword. In any case, I can't deny that I am just more and more falling in love with having 4 massive artian prongs covering half my screen while shooting down monsters. So, Arch Rey Dau and his Gamma set. What can it do for us? And to, you know, not be selfish, we should also ask what we can do for it. And nicely, the answer to both questions is wear it and have a really powerful, new, comfy, incredibly fun set to play with. So, without further ado then, let's get into a few little bow changes that have come with Arch Rey and an entirely new way to play. Oh, and I will say before we go into it, he is such a fun fight for bow. Like, obviously, you know, in my heart I am a greatsword main, I am bow second, and I literally mean that. I have literally only used greatsword and bow the entirety of Wilds, but in any case, against something like Arch Rey with all the extra lightning splashes, especially in the nest, it is just so effortless and satisfying to just discerning dodge everything while peppering him down. It feels unfair. There is such a joy in dancing around monsters on the bow in Wilds, and I think Arch Rey is really exemplifying that. In any case then, yes, let's get into these bow build updates. So, Latent Power then. It's kind of awful for bow, because we already get stamina help with easy to fit constitution, or by eating your drool shrooms, which gives you fake constitution that doesn't stack but does the job just as well. We have stamina surge and, you know, discerning dodge. So the stamina side of things, while on the surface appearing tasty, is actually sort of bitter. The affinity is nice, but the best way to activate latent power is by taking damage, because otherwise you have to wait for 2 minutes, and that gives it a kind of rough amount of uptime. And taking damage is one thing the bow, out of, I would argue, every weapon, is not designed to do. Discerning dodge makes it effortless to essentially never get hit by the monster. You still will, we're not perfect speedrunners, but it does feel comfortable to kind of evade most things. So it's sort of an antithesis to the optimum way to use latent power that weapons like greatsword with shoulder tackle can kind of get away with. So while we're not going to be going into latent power, his set does give us some other options, thanks to a few particularly good pieces. The Lord Soul Guts 3 set for 5% more raw is especially nice on bow, because we just do full attack on our Artian, ending up at 230. Most of the weapons are 225 or 220 with sharpness rolls. We don't need that, so we get the highest number to multiply by that 5%. So that already feels good. But something like double evade extender with our dash dancing is really nice, which is one of the reasons this set ends up being so fun, and getting inbuilt stamina surge is also really tasty. So potential is certainly here. In any case then, before we jump to Rey Dau, let's cover the classics. First up then, we have the standard best build that we had from Title Update 1 that I shared with you guys way back then. I say way back, it was like a month ago, but it feels like forever. In any case, that is this. We get the full Constitution, the full Wex, almost full Agitator, that 1 value Adrenaline Rush and Burst, and basically, I mean, you know the drill here. Nothing has changed. The Rey Dau set doesn't improve or alter this. So this is still up there and really, really strong, and comes out at the following EFR, which is a really good baseline to sort of keep an eye on, and remember, these are your decorations. To just take a little bit of an aside to the weapons, they've not changed. You still want to be using either the water or fire Artian, because they have close range coating for that delicious 40% damage increase, and you want to take whichever one of these is most effective against the monster you're facing. So in Rey Dau's case, it is water, but you simply pick fire or water depending on what monster you're going up against, but either way you want to be using one of these, and in all ways you will have your critical boost 3, your element attack up that matches it with bandolier for tetrad shots, and then your spread jewel, as that's a big part of our damage. After that, if you are using the convert element set we're about to mention, then you want to be using the Guardian Arkveld bow with these decorations, and you use that against your dragon weak monsters like your Rathaloses, but notably Zoshia. In any case, yes, this is still a thing, it is solid, and you can't go wrong. Just like you can't with this, the convert element option. It's got the free 1 slot for you, you've got your full stamina surge, your convert element, and as I say, you use it with the dragon bow of choice, in this case Guardian Arkveld. This is your decorations, and this is still really solid. Honestly, it's solid even against non-dragony stuff, not as good obviously, but this is your Zoshia killer, and it remains a competent choice, especially if we get more dragon weak monsters. So with that covered then, let's get on to what's new. And that is this 3-2 split with gore. You'll see this quite commonly across a lot of weapons. It's also a really solid option for greatsword now, but in a different combination. In any case, we don't end up with, as I say, any latent power, as it's not great for bow, but we do get that really lovely Lord Soul. The 5% raw is really solid, but also being able to just survive a hit for free is really nice if you do have a little bit of a fuck up while you're bowing around the place. In any case, we keep the lovely affinity from 2 set gore, and we have quite the nice starting stack of skills. Stun resist is just fine, I guess, but getting that inbuilt stamina surge is lovely, and the weakness exploit to start with, coupled with the exploiter charm. Make sure you're always using evasion mantle on bow too, as it's just better than corrupted now, and it's a really nice solid damage increase that just synergizes with your discerning dodging anyway. But that double evade window with that double evade extender makes this feel kind of like a cheat code. It was already easy to discerning dodge everything, but now it's hilarious, and this is worth trying just for the pure fun of getting those skills in for free. So if we decorate it up then, we end up with the following: full weakness exploit, 2 ranks of agitator, the 1 adrenaline rush, the 1 burst, and that is about that. We finish antivirus with the 2 1 slots. This creates a really, really solid set that feels great to play, gives you a safety net in that survivor one-shot from your guts, gives you a lot of nice damage options, and honestly is just the bow set I will be using from now on until at least title update 2, because it just really is that satisfying. But hey, don't take my word, let's hear from the numbers. We end up, all said and done, assuming a 65% agitator uptime, which is about right, at 446 effective raw, which is really, really nice. And as you can see on paper, just a tiny little bit above the previous set that we started this with from Title Update 1. Of course, if you die and lose your guts damage boost, then it is going to be worse, so it's a little bit less reliable in that sense, but you can't really go wrong, and the gain of the comfort skills is, in my opinion, of course, super worth it. So it's definitely something for you to consider. I think this is a really, really strong option, and I, for one, very much enjoy its use. So there you have it then, everybody. A bit of bowly goodness. And before we go, a little bit of a bonus tip that I haven't really had a chance to talk about yet, but since the buff to 1,000 dragons in Title Update 1, it is kind of worth actually using it. Normally, we would get to level 3, we would do our power volley, and then we would essentially just repeat that for optimum DPS, but now if you can weave 1,000 dragons in, it's a lot of the time very much worth it. So you do your power volley, and then just go into a cheeky 1,000 1,000 dragons, dodge away from it, and then you can just kind of repeat that cycle if the monster is being good to you. It's something to keep in mind and worth considering. And that then, ladies and gentlemen, is that. A quick update to your bonus with title update 1. Nothing absolutely colossal, but a nice new way to bow with new comfy skills and potentially a little bit of a gain in the old damage department too. For now then, let me know what you think, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more, consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.